Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another round of sound. This is the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown. I'm Bob Pompeani. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have a lot to get into. The Pirates open up pitchers and catchers in Bradenton tomorrow. We'll look ahead a little bit to their season. Also, we'll talk about Antonio Brown, who was on the Fan Morning Show this week and asked the question, would you take him back if you had a chance? But the #1 topic tonight on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown, Pittsburgh Penguins, who have pushed themselves right into the top echelon of teams in the NHL, but the trade deadline is coming up. Here's your panel left to right on your television screen. We have Paul Zeise radio program, and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette on the left. In the middle, it's Ron Cook, who does his great work in the PG and also on the Cook and Joe Show, middays on the Fan. And to the right, it's Chris Mack, co-anchor of the Fan Morning Show, and they were the guys who got Antonio Brown on. We'll get to that in a second. But first, Ron Cook, I want to ask you about the Penguins. We'll start with you. Right now, they have the 4th best record in the entire NHL. They're within 4 of Washington in their division with a game in hand. Yet, they keep battling injuries. There's a trade deadline coming up. What area, if any, do you think the Penguins need to improve upon?
Well, I mean, you got to stay healthy for one thing. I mean, these injuries, it just, every time somebody gets hurt, I think it's going to kill them. Sidney, yeah, I thought that. Then Dumoulin went out. Now Marino, who knows how long he's going to be out. I still think they probably need another winger. Brian Rust has been terrific this year, but you still got to replace Gensel's 40 goals, and it gets tougher to score as the season goes on. You got to get either a rental player or somebody with term left, somebody that can play on the second line and help you score goals.
Yeah, I'd love to believe that that they could keep playing the way they have, just based on what we've seen, right? They've survived seemingly every single injury that's been thrown their way, but I agree with Ron here. They've got to get somebody that can provide some scoring punch on one of the top, on one of the wings in the top 2 lines, and then filter everybody else down. I think we clearly see that the Bluger, Tanev, Aston Reese line is one of those lines you need to have in the playoffs. The question will be, is that the 4th line that they trust to eat up serious minutes when the time comes in the playoffs, to be a shutdown line against an opposition's top scoring unit? Or is that a 3rd line and you've got a 4th line that continues to see very little time, if any? I mean, maybe 5 minutes a night for that 4th line as it's pieced together right now. So they have to get another scoring wing and get Bjugstad back healthy, get Dumoulin back healthy, and I think we'll see all that happen over the next few weeks, and you'll see what kind of team you really have headed into the playoffs.
I think the bigger question, I think everyone agrees that they need to have somebody on the wing that scores. The bigger question is, what are you going to give up in order to get that? And I think that's what really Jim Rutherford has to figure out. You know, I've heard people float the idea of Casey DeSmith out. I've heard people float Justin Schultz out. There's a lot of different ways they can go, but I would really hate to see them break up any really key part of this team because they play so well together. They seem to have a lot of chemistry.
All right, but if you did have the opportunity to get somebody that you really like, put you on the spot. Chris, we'll start with you. What would you get out? You have to give something up. What is it going to be? Because to me, it could also extend into the #1 pick they have available to them this year. They may trade that away. Or it could even be a prospect, one they even like a lot, like Sam Poulin, who's been burning it up in the Quebec Major Junior League. They did that once with Kasperi Kapanen to get Phil Kessel. Would they do it again in this situation if you felt you needed somebody and he was available?
I think as well as this team has done over the last 4 to 5 years at finding youthful scoring talent in places you wouldn't normally think they'd find it. You know, look at guys like Gensel and Rust who've grown into premium scorers for this team over the years who weren't necessarily looked at in that way when they were first acquired. I'd hate to give up a 1st-round draft pick or one of those premier prospects if it doesn't involve a player coming back who has some term on his contract. I don't move a 1st-round draft pick, especially in a year when you don't have a 2nd-round pick either, or one of those premium prospects for example, a Kreider, for a rental player. If I'm moving something like that, I want somebody who I know is going to be a part of one of those top 2 scoring lines for the next few years going forward.
It's all about winning right now. I don't care about their #1 pick and getting somebody that's going to help them 3 years down the road. I get the value of #1 picks, but you're trying to win right now. It's good enough a team to win right now. And Bob, you mentioned Kessel, you'd give up prospects. If you could give me the Kessel who first 2 years here, I'd give up any of their prospects, probably multiple prospects.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying
I mean, I know that's an example, but I would not hesitate to give up the #1 pick for this team, as good as it is. You're basically going to get a top player back when Dumoulin comes back, and I think we overlooked Bjugstad. I mean, he's still NHL player, and I'm not sure the guys on their fourth line are right now.
Yeah, I mean, again, as Ron said, you've got a window. It depends on what you think your window is with Sidney Crosby and with Malkin. I mean, we all thought 3 or 4 years ago it might be up. Who knows? Maybe it's 10 years. But you know, at their age, you can't say that it's 10 years. You got to just say, listen, we got to go year by year and try and win. So, you know, to me, if it's prospects in the pick, you know, you can find a way to get your pick back, I guess, down the road when when your team finally gets to the point where you're going to break it up. But right now, you're trying to win.
I think the problem is kind of within what you just said there, Paul, in that you don't know how long this window is going to be open with Crosby and Malkin. It could be another 3 years, could be, like you said, another 8, 9, 10 years. Who knows how long these guys are going to play at this level? And because of that, you've always got to be ready to filter the new young talent in. That includes, as Bob said, you know, a Samuel Pullen. That includes whoever you may draft in the first round this year, again, without a second-round pick. Again, if it's for a rental player, I don't see the value, especially given the way this team has played with all the injuries they've had to withstand. I don't see the value in giving up a first-round pick for somebody who's not even going to be a part of this team going forward.
Unless that person can help you win, and if that's the goal, Chris Kreider could help them win. I think Jason Zucker can help them win. I think Andreas Anastasiou can help them win. There are a lot of guys out there. It just depends on what the asking price is. All right, I got a minute here. Ron, biggest opposition to the Penguins in the playoffs from the Eastern Conference. Which team would it be? Oh,
man. You got more than a minute to cover that ground. I mean, Washington, obviously, Carolina, Columbus, the Islanders. I mean, the East is just absolutely loaded. Boston on the other side, the other division. Washington.
I think it's the Bruins, guys. They're physical. They've shown an ability to slow the Penguins down before. And it's a house of horrors for the Penguins, the Garden up in Boston. So if there's one team I don't want them to run into come late April, early to mid-May, it's Boston.
How about a very hot Vasilevsky and that team? And I think that team might be a little bit different this year because we've seen it with Washington a couple of years ago. You know, they kept going in as the #1 seed and this and that, and they kept blowing it. And then they go in and nobody really expects much of them. There's not as much pressure, and they get their groove. That Tampa team, I don't know, I watched it the other night. They are pretty scary, so I'll say them.
The East is just brutal.
Yeah, and Tampa
absolutely brutal.
I think Tampa's also learned from their past experiences, and they realize now, and they got great players. There's no question about that. Vasilevsky, as you mentioned. How about that kid from Columbus, Ron? Elvis, the rookie. He's been 5 shutouts. I mean, out of the blue, I was reading somewhere that's one of the reasons why they weren't too shaken up when they lost Bobrovsky. I mean, a guy like that could come in and get hot and do some crazy things.
Look at what Tortorella's done with that team. Nobody thought they'd be any good this year, and they're a legitimate team, just like everybody else. Hey, the Penguins could win it all. They also could get knocked out in the first round. I would not be surprised if either thing happened.
All right, we're going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll talk about the Pirates, who open it up tomorrow. At least they do for pitchers and catchers. But before I do that, I want to remind you, it's exciting when the team moves into a new building. We've all seen that, but that's also true with the team at #1 Cochran Hyundai South Hills and their spacious new facility, even though they only moved less than a mile up the street. Right now, for a limited time, get special grand opening offers in both sales and service. It's the new #1 Cochran Hyundai South Hills, now conveniently located at 3220 West Liberty Avenue. Pirate Talk next. #1 Cochran Sports Showdown is brought to you by #1 Cochran, Go One Better, and by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Have a greater hand in your health.